Libras, welcome to the sun. Guys, this is gonna be a month that it's gonna feel so much better, you know, so much better, Libras. Things are starting to move. The first card that jump off, and I'll be taking some cards afterwards, alright? But these are like the first three cards that jump off the deck. And the Knight, he's moving forward. He's traveling, he's taking action, this is the moment where things are starting to move, and it's just not internal, it's there, it's like the moment of taking action, the moment on working on the stuff and the things and the plans that you had been building, I think, for some time, Libra. There is gonna be, we are now in the season of Pisces, and Pisces for Libras, it's all about your sixth house. And what it is, your sixth house is the house of work, routines, your well-being, even your mental health, physical health. And Mars, it's finally leaving Taurus, because it was there for some time now, and now finally, it's gonna be moving again, it's gonna be moving to Gemini in your ninth house, and this is where I see the action here being taken. Mars in your ninth house. Maybe you are planning, or you had been planning on traveling, and this was something that maybe until now you were not able to do. And I believe that by the beginning of this month there is an action that is being taken here, a direct action. And it means movement. The Knight of Wands, it's that knight that really moves fast, And the ninth house it's a lot center, or it talks a lot about foreign countries, traveling, learning things are probably new, but that have also a lot of meaning, yeah, maybe you are deciding to move or take a trip somewhere, or start planning this trip and working hard. Maybe this trip is related to your career, that sixth house. There is a lot happening in this Pisces house. So just to say, by the 13th of this month of March, you're gonna have a new moon, as well as having all the Mercury, Venus, Neptune is also gonna be there. Neptune being the planet of Pisces as well. So there is a lot of new opportunities coming regarding your work, but more like how you practically do these things. And this is where I see the movement here, Libra, is that things are moving into a precise direction that I think is helping you out to build something that will be very profitable for you. The Eight of Goals is this energy that talks about, putting a lot of effort and work into something where we can perfect ourselves. It's like becoming an expert here. You're trying to maybe become better at a certain talent you have. And I don't think that this is just about you. I think that this is also related to maybe something that you want to do also for others, because the sixth house, it's also talking about humanitarian work, for example. When we want to connect with a community and do something for certain people, or collaborating with people that they are in need of help. And maybe a lot of stuff are coming up here that are creating this energy of you being able to put your efforts finally in the direction of your goals, and heading into it, with a lot of strength and a lot of passion, because the Knight of Wands, he's super passionate, he's like, he really goes, he's the messenger that doesn't waste his time. you know. And the third card that came here is the Queen of Cups. And for me, when I saw this card jumping off, Libras, you know, so by the end of the month, I mean, and I think that for you, Libras, most of things are gonna be happening by the end of the month. You have a full moon in your sign, so full moon in your first house. So all that things that you had been coming to process for this long last period, it's like suddenly they are all finally coming to the light, or it's like you are being able to put them out in a more conscient way for you, or suddenly something is coming very clear to you that maybe until now it wasn't really obvious. And I think that that's what's happening to Libras, is that maybe by the end of the month, it's like certain things about yourself are becoming obvious, and Venus and the Sun are gonna, but almost at the same time, by the 27th of this month, they are gonna be moving to start the new cycle with Aries. Now we're starting the season of Aries at the end of the month. And the Sun is gonna be together with Venus in your 7th house. Queen of Cups. I mean, I think that this month, and maybe by the end of this month, and I say maybe, guys, because, this time for me is relative, and, we cannot take things precisely as that, in that way, it's not like, oh, this is gonna be there, and then first that, no, you're gonna experience it in your own way, in your own rhythm, but it could really be, that by the end of the month, you're gonna start feeling that you are connecting with people that you are really emotionally connected with. This is not just people that, are just there. And no, I think that you're starting, the Sun with Venus, Venus is the planet of love as well of other things, but being in the 7th house is the house of relationships. And Venus is your ruling planet. So it's a quite big deal to have your ruling planet in the house of partnerships together with the Sun. It's saying that there might be a special connections through the month of March and probably April that are going to be coming your way, Libra, that are going to be very, very meaningful for you. 10 of Goals and the Queen of Swords. Yeah, like people that are very meaningful for you, and I think that they also help you out to find a level of security here. The 10 of Goals, you have been working hard on an idea, Libra, here. You have been putting a lot of efforts into something that was practical here in your life. Maybe you were planning on changing your routines for your health, changing maybe the way you eat, or maybe it's also really something related to your work, like how you do your work, how you organize your work, or you manage your time regarding your work. And I think that this has been something that, and almost like also working with your hands, because the goals is this energy of, it's very physical, it's something that we do, but it demands a physical effort. And this is what it's bringing, is the card of having it all, in that sense, at least, no? It's like there is a payoff here, Libra. And I see the Queen of Swords here, so maybe this Queen of Swords, it could really mean, maybe somebody near you in your environment who is bringing you these 10 of Goals, or is bringing you this sense of security and stability. Almost like, the 10 of Goals is also, it's like, it can represent not just a material abundance, that's obvious, but it also represents, it's when we are connected with people that, let's say, could be family, or could be just friends, or just people that in a way they create this sense of abundance, they create this sense of stability and security and comfort as well, you know. Like, let's say reuniting with old friends, or reuniting with people that are very, very close to your heart, you know, and that you have a very loving connection here, you know, where you can really share feelings completely and fully open, you know. Like, for me, you know, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups. I mean, we have here the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups, so maybe the Queen of Wands will want to appear. But for me, the Queen of Cups is, you know, if it's like, you know, if I would have to choose an image or an icon to represent her, it would be Aphrodite, you know. She's like the goddess of love, you know. She is very open, and she attracts love as well. She attracts connections that are very emotionally, deeply, profoundly connected. And maybe is this what is helping you out, Libra, to build again, maybe to come to this realization by the end of the month of the things of the past that you probably had to leave behind. I mean, I just saw right now is that we have the Chariot that wanted to come out with the Seven of Swords. I see trouble here for sure. I mean, like, look, I mean, having the Knight of Wands in the beginning and now having the Chariot, I see a lot of moving forward. I mean, if you're not moving, I mean, physically, let's say you're traveling, you're moving forward regarding what was back then, you see. But having this Knight and this Chariot, I see that it could really definitely be that somebody there is really taking action and moving into a certain direction that will mean physical movement. And it's coming here, I see the Seven of Swords, and it's funny how it jumped off, because, you know, it jumped off the Seven of Swords, and then I get the Chariot. I saw the Chariot on the back. So it's like something here that you're running away from, or that you are deciding to kind of let it go, at least maybe temporarily. This is maybe what you're trying to leave behind, is that maybe you're trying to leave a situation behind that felt quite uncomfortable to you, or somebody did, and because of that, it's like you decided to kind of, okay, I'm moving, I'm taking my horses, and I'm like, you know, let's see what is coming next. Yes, I mean, this full moon is gonna be strong for you, you know. I mean, having a full moon in your first house, and there is at the same time, you know, when you have the first house, and then I cannot forget, guys, I mean, there is gonna be maybe a level of opposition of Venus and the Sun in your seventh house. So I think it's gonna be March, a quite determined month, where you're gonna come to the awareness, Libra, of the connections that are now worthy to you, and the ones that they are not longer worthy. And I think that this is what is happening to you, is that when you come to this awareness, you become to your element. You know, the Queen of Swords, it represents Libra energy, it's the air energy, you know, in a way that, you know, she is more rational. She's not so emotional as this Queen of Cups, you know, but she knows now that she can be both. It's like you are finding here a balance, Libra, between your emotions and also your ideas and what you think. And this is also what it's coming quite clear regarding your connections. Like, maybe this month it's gonna be quite, like, you're gonna have a big realization of the people that are meant to be there, and the ones you know, because those are the ones who are building these in your environment, and the ones who want to collaborate to create this abundance together with you, you know, and the ones that maybe you will have to be more cold with, the ones that you know now your reason is telling you to maybe let go, even if it's just for some time, all right? I mean, honestly, I see the cards, and I'm not talking here about breakups or things like that, or it's just that I see here a Libra that it's experiencing, in a way, somebody, it's almost like your heart is being completely open, and at the same time you're working hard in your work and in things that you want to do practically, like new opportunities are coming here, and maybe even it could be that people are offering you the possibility to participate in these projects that will be very meaningful for you, Libra. Very meaningful. And maybe this is what will cause you to have a movement here, a change, a take of action that could leave certain people behind, you see. That's where I see the opposition here, you know, by now. It's like, let's see what's coming next, please. What is coming next for Libra, please? It's nice to be with the sun, you know. It really so important because it brings wishes, Libra. 9 of Cups. Your wishes. Man, this energy, Pisces energy. You know, I just did the reading for Taurus, and Taurus had the same card came out here. And, you know, I mean, this is a little bit like the energy I see in general for the whole month of March, and most certainly as well for the month of April. With ups and downs, of course, but, you know, it's like we've been in this period where we have to reset ourselves. There was a lot of changes, and, you know, some people experience it in a more intense level than others, okay? I mean, some people, they went to really drastic changes, and, I mean, you can see the reality all around you, what is happening in the world. I mean, you know, and more that it has to come yet, but this month of March, it feels so much more lighter and so much more like, you know, it's like getting the feeling of being able to enjoy something here, to maybe even indulge in things that they make us feel good, you know, things that they fulfill us, you know. 9 of Cups is almost like having a 10 of Cups here, you know. It's there is still 1 cup missing for sure, but when we get a 9, I mean, it's a lot, you know. It's also a lot, and it's in that moment when we are feeling more something that you were wishing to experience and to feel. Finally, you're starting to be able to feel it, Libra. And I think that this wish fulfillment, whatever this wish fulfillment means for you, you know, for each person might be different, but it's coming because you have decided here to take action. Because you have decided to move away, or to move into a direction here that it's much more fulfilling. And I think that this is the reason why there is this wish that's coming back to you. All the planets going direct. I mean, you know, this is the moment where people are gonna start feeling, at least for some time, coming back to breathe, you know, the air is coming back to the lungs, you know. It's like that sensation of, okay, you know, I think we were asphyxiating ourselves for quite some time now. It's like, and now we can feel that those struggles, even if they might be still there or still things we're gonna have to battle down, it's like right now is a moment where we can rest, you know. And Piscean energy, I mean, and Pisces through the most part of the month is gonna be together with his planet Neptune and the Sun, with Venus, the new moon, Mercury. I mean, you know, is that healing energy? It's gonna feel so much better. Like, I want to know what is coming next. What it could be. I want one card for an obstacle for Libra, please. What it might be an obstacle for Libra. Okay? Okay, yes. Libra. Ace of Swords. It's your obstacle. And you have here as well the Queen of Swords. And the only bad card that came in this reading, and you know, I don't like to call the cards bad or good cards. They all have their sides, more positives or negatives. But you know, some cards, they do have more of negativity attached to them. And it's the Seven of Swords that came here that jump off with this Chariot, like you moving away from this. You moving away from whatever this Seven of Swords means for you, which is could be past betrayal, past lies situations where there were many misunderstandings in maybe in your connections or in regarding your work, or even this could mean self-sabotage. Maybe in the past you were into a period where you were kind of lying to yourself, so you were feeling stuck, and that was something that didn't allow you to move forward, to take the horse and say, let's go, you know, like, let's start. And exactly like when I see this Ace of Swords coming here and you coming here in this reading, Libra, is that this is what is coming as your obstacle here. It's taking the decision. It's cutting off and accepting a truth here. It's the obstacle, but I see with the cards that this is coming to you. I mean, you are going through this energy right now, most probably, if you are resonating with the reading, is that you know that the light it's on, and you know it's like you're seeing a truth. The truth, it's there now. It's like you cannot deny this truth any longer. And why I think this truth is coming with the obstacle is because you know that this truth, and I think it's the same sword that this Queen of Swords is taking with her. She knows that she needs to leave something behind. You know, she needs to, let's say, maybe, you know, leave this past situation in the past. And yeah, sometimes doing and taking this kind of direction, it feels difficult. You know, it's almost to the point that the truth hurts. You know, sometimes, I mean, you know that you come to this realization, or suddenly the light is on and you're able to see things with clarity, and sometimes what we see is not necessarily what we like from someone or from a situation, or maybe from ourselves. You know, maybe this month you are gonna be more conscious as well about yourself, Libra, about all what you have been going through, and like what you had been doing and what you had been experiencing until now, and seeing like, okay, I mean, I recognize right now that maybe I had been doing this to myself. Maybe. Or maybe these people that were there and they were making these kind of situations in my life are people that now I have all the power and the clarity to take the sword, you know? and to move to another direction here. You know, the thing with the Queen of Swords, you know what happens with her? It's like the Queen of Swords in Tarot, she is the one that, from all the queens of the Tarot, she's the queen that it looks like she's the most rational and like very, you know, like logic minded. She's not very emotional, so she's quite opposite to this Queen of Cups, you know. But but why she is like that? Why the Queen of Swords, she might be seen as cold or emotionally detached to others? It's because she has suffered, you know. She knows what pain is, and she doesn't want to live that again. So because she experienced what it was to maybe be betrayed or to have losses in her life, it's like now she's in the position where she's standing with her sword almost into a defensive mode and making a sign to say, okay, no, I mean, this is my border, this is my limit. I'm not gonna accept this kind of behavior anymore. But she still feels kind of, there is a level of sadness attached to this queen, because, you know, I think that she's the one of the queens that needs to, when she appears, is the one that appears when there is a decision that needs to be taken, but it's a difficult decision to be taken, where, you know, we really need to think through this decision, or we need to kind of look at the sword and say, maybe is it the time to really use the sword and get this clarity and use it for my purpose, you know, for my better wealth, for my well-being, you know, here, to move to the things that actually can bring me all this abundance, you know, like, since this is not just Libra, wherever you're heading yourself right now, I mean, this is not just something that it gives you maybe material security or abundance. And when I'm talking about security, you know, it's a very relative relative concept, you know. I mean, for some people, as well as comfort, you know, it's, for some people, comfort or abundance can mean completely different than for others, you know. But what this means to you, Libra, because I see so many emotions being open here, and also, materially speaking, finding maybe that sense of security in your life, finding something here that you, I think you have been building with a lot of time and effort, with no doubt, you know. And, you know, every time the Chariot appears, you know, the Chariot, he's moving and he's a warrior, you know. He's like, he's very fixated with his wish here, you know. And he's armed because he knows that there are obstacles in the way. He knows that he's gonna have to bring in balance these two horses that want to go into different directions. So yeah, you are gonna, and I think you are still in a moment where you know that the direction that you're taking has quite a lot of obstacles on the way. But I think that, Libra, you are realizing right now that the clarity is there, and actually this is something that, no matter the obstacles, you want to go through this. No matter how difficult this truth could mean, in the way that suddenly you realize, yeah, I mean, actually I need to leave my past life behind because I want to build something that it's much more in alignment with myself, and something that I think I deserve to have. A deep desire. I see a lot of desire here, something that is moving you to say, use the sword and move forward. I want one last card for Libra, please. Like, I would like to see like one last card for Libra, please. Six of Swords. I mean, the moving forward, Libras. Is, yeah, the moving forward. This is the moving forward month for Libras. I think that you had experienced such a heavy energy. I gotta say, guys, the last videos I did for Libras, and you know, it's not that the videos have a continuation of the story from last month or the other month, but it's just sometimes it does connect, and I don't know if exactly precisely the story is connecting with the Libras who have watched the last videos, but I know that Libra has been going through a lot of drama these last months, and yeah, very intense period of having to let go of the past with some harsh truths in the middle, you know. And what I'm seeing here is that the moving forward is finally coming up, Libra, is that, you know, the Six of Swords is like when we are being able to mentally leave behind all these swords that have been causing us some struggles, anxiety, feeling that we are battled down and that we cannot even think straight. And you know, it's like this boat, it's going from these turbulent waters to much calmer water here. Almost, we could even say that he's almost guiding himself to the earth, to something where he can feel more stable here. And all these battles that he had to go through, it's like he had won them and he's carrying them with him, but he's in a healing process, you know. It's like you are in a moment where you are being able to mentally heal yourself from situations and people that probably have wronged you in the past, and maybe even it could be just about yourself, maybe that mental state that you were stuck in and that you felt that you could not let behind. And this is the moment when the clarity is coming out and you're starting to say, okay, I'm having opportunities here. And I gotta say, I mean, all these Venus and the Sun in your 7th house, and you have Mars in your 9th house, Libra. Travel, and maybe people connecting with people from foreign countries or people that come from far. I think it's gonna be a determining thing for you this month, because I think that maybe these connections or maybe this exchange of information that I think it really comes from far is what is bringing you to this sense of coming to this, you know, arriving to this. It's like getting something that, or starting to feel again desires and having this wish where you can build something here that is meant to last through some time, Libra. And it's gonna give you so much. I think this is quite different than from the energies I've been reading last month. And I'm very glad to see that, Libra. Because I really think you deserve this, man. I mean, if you had been going through these rough, like, energies, and of course it's difficult to use this sword. But I always think it's better to listen to the truth. Well, Libras, I hope you enjoy it, and I'm gonna see you next month. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.